Hello guys, this is CodeNCode and this is 14th lecture of Java low level design series. Right, in this lecture we are going to learn splitwise depth simplification algorithm. So algorithm that is used to reduce the number of transaction in splitwise, right? So yeah, I've been getting messages to explain this algorithm, and in my personal experience also in LLD interview of Amazon, I have been asked this question specifically, right? So I believe this is very important to understand. That's why we are going to learn this along with the implementation, right? So yeah, let's get started. So the problem is the number of transaction. For example, in the splitwise, a person can add a transaction, right? So in there, let's say we have these many transactions. So Bob pays Alice 50, Bob pays David 10, Charlie pays Bob 40. Alice pays Charlie 20, David pays Charlie 30. So if you go ahead and just tell people to complete the transaction, like pay off their debts, there'll be like 5 transactions. Like Alice would have to pay back Bob 50, similarly David, Bob, Charlie, and Charlie again. So in total you see there are like 5 transactions. But if you do simplify this, it only reduces to these 3 transactions. You don't have to go through 5 transactions. If you simplify it, only Alice has to pay Bob and David 20 and 10, and then Charlie have to pay David 10. So after simplification, we only have 3 transactions. And believe me, these kind of questions can be asked in LLG interview. I have been asked in Amazon actually. So yeah, the question is, how do we do this, right? So let's understand that. So the approach is simple. We'll complete it in 2 steps. First of all, we are going to simplify the edges. I mean this, right? Bob pays Alice 50 XYZ. So all of these, first of all, we will have all those raw transaction. We'll first of all calculate, first of all we'll simplify that and calculate the total balance for each person, right? For each edge we'll calculate, for each person we'll calculate total amount paid by them or sent by them, minus total amount received by them, right? So for each person we'll have their net balance. Okay, after that will minimize the total transaction using greedy algorithm using min-max heap, right? So I'll explain this also. So let's understand the whole thing using examples. So step one, of course, minimize the transaction. So let's say I have this transaction, Bob pays Alice 50. So for each person we have their balances, they'll start with 0. For each transaction we'll update both of them, Bob and Alice both will be updated. So Bob, since he's paying, so we'll update the balance of Bob by plus 50, right? And Alice is paid 50. So of course Bob has made a transaction to Alice. So Alice will update the balance of Alice by minus 50. Okay, similarly the other transaction is Bob pays David 10. So they will receive minus 10 and Bob would receive plus 10. Okay, similarly the next transaction of 40 from Charlie to Bob, Charlie in Charlie's balance will add plus 40, in Bob's balance will add minus 40, right? Similarly for the next transition, add both of these. For the last transition will add this, right? After that, of course, I'll show you the balance. The final balance is this: Alice overall owes minus 30. Basically Alice owes 30, Bob needs to get back 20, Charlie has overall debt of 10, and David has overall net positive balance. That means he needs to get back 20. So these are overall net balances of each of the 4 people involved, right? You can understand these people as the members of a particular group, right? Of a particular expense group. So step one is to just calculate net balance. Okay, so these 2 people needs to pay and these 2 people needs to receive money. So this is step one. Now my bad, I need to go through this again. Now the next step is, of course, just let me show you next step. Yeah, next step, step 2. First of all, what you'll do, you'll segregate them based on their net balance. So we'll have creditors Bob and David plus 20, and debtors, which are Alice and Charlie, minus 30 minus 10. Okay, and then you'll create min max heap. So max heap is basically a container which keeps at the top the max balance. So all of the creditors will create a max heap for them, and for all of the debtors we'll create min heap for them, right? So the max negative balance each time we'll get from the top. So this is min heap and the max heap, right? So create 2 heaps, and after that what you'll do, is this: you have max heap, min heap. So by greedy algorithm, what we'll do, we'll try to balance out the ones which have the highest depth and highest credit. Okay, so we'll take out the top of the max heap, my bad, top of the max heap and top of the min heap, which is plus 20 Bob minus 30 Alice, and we'll try to settle balance between these first. This is greedy algorithm. Okay, so what is the max that could be settled as of now? That would be the minimum of these two, 20 and 30. When I'm saying minimum, I mean the absolute value, like 20 and 30. I'm not talking about their signs. Okay, so minimum of 20 and 30 is 20. So Alice can make a transaction of 20 to Bob. Okay, so first of the transaction could be Alice pays back Bob 20. Okay, so now Bob's, of course, total sum has been paid off, so you can remove this one. Okay, and now only Alice is left with Alice or Alice, I don't know, with minus 10 balance, because 20 Alice has already paid, right? So only left with minus 10, so you can add it back to the min heap. Okay, now it looks like this: we have made one transaction and we are left with max heap, min heap, like this. Okay, now again pick the top of max and min heap. We have plus 20 David minus 1 Alice. Okay, again, what is the minimum of 10 and 20? It is 10, so Alice will make a transaction of 10 to Bob. Okay, so Alice, my bad, was David, not Bob. So Alice to David 10, right? Since Alice has paid everything, we'll remove this one and David will be left with 10 credit. Okay, so David is left with 10 credit. Alice is gone because Alice has paid completely whatever debt it had. Okay, now again it is there, so just add it back to max heap. Again, next step, again pick the top of the max heap, min heap, which should be, my bad, I directly added that, my bad. Top of the max and min heap again will be these two, and again minimum of 10 and 10 is 10, so there will be a transaction of 10 from Charlie to David. Every time a transaction is from debtors to the creditors. Okay, that's why a transaction from Charlie to David of 10. Okay, so Charlie to David 10. Okay, now after that both of them will be removed from the max heap and the min heap, and now the max and the min heap will be empty. Now you see, when the max and the min heap is completely empty, you can stop there, and these are the total transaction. Again, since the net balance is always zero, the five transaction that we have seen, the sum of their net balance will always be zero, and hence you'll always, and if the balance is correct, you'll always end up with max and min heap empty. Okay, so this is your final transaction, which is 3. If we compare it, this was the initial balance. If you see, if you add all of the net balances, it will result in 0, right? So always you'll have max and min heap empty. Okay, so you can verify, like Alice had to pay 20, right? Alice had to pay 30, right? So if you see, Alice had to pay 30, which it is doing. Bob had to receive 20. Bob is receiving 20. Charlie had to pay 10. Charlie is paying 10. David had to receive 20, and David has received 20, right? So it works, right? So this is how you can minimize the total number of transaction from 5 I mean, it has reduced the transaction from 5 to 3 only. Okay, yeah, so important part is the code, of course. So let's go ahead and take a look at the code also. So yeah, since I only intended to show you the algorithm, how it works, I have put all of the code in a single file. Okay, yeah, so if you see, this is a transaction. First of all, splitwise algorithm, and this is the inner class transaction. Each transaction is from a person to a person, and what was the amount of it. I'm just overriding the toString method so that we can print the transaction, right? So this is the transaction class. Then we have a person. Of course, it will have a name and a net balance. Okay, then we have, of course, simplify transaction, simplify debts. You will receive the raw transaction and you are returning back the final transaction. Okay, after simplification, I will understand that in a moment. And this is our driving function. Okay, so let's understand this. So first of all, what we'll do, we'll calculate the net balances of each person. So we are going through all of the transaction one by one, and we are just calculating the net balance of the person who has paid and person to which the balance has been paid to. Okay, so for each of them we are just updating the net balance. Okay, so this is how we are updating the balance of both of them. Easy stuff, right? And then what we are going to do, we are going to calculate, we are going to create two max heaps, creditors and debtors. If you see, the comparator for both of them is exactly the same. The reason is because so the debtors will have negative balance, so when we are going to store them, we will make sure we are storing only the positive part, right, not the negative. Okay, so if you want to keep the negative value, it's up to you, but it doesn't matter, right? In the algorithm it won't affect anything. Okay, so what we are going to do, first of all, we have created a priority queue, max priority queue, or max heap you can say, for creditors and debtors, right? Now we are going through the net balance, that means net balance of all of the people of the group. Okay, now we are going through the net balance, and what we are doing here is that if it is positive, for each person we are going through their net balance. If the net balance is positive, we are putting them in the creditors, otherwise we are putting them in the debtors, right? Simple stuff. So first of all, we have added all of the people, categorize them based on their balance into either creditors or debtors. When you are saving the person in debtors, you are making sure that you are saving their positive balance, not the negative one. Okay, because I have defined the priority queue in such a way. Okay, if you want to keep the negative balance, you can update this one. Now, once we are done with that, this is the optimized list of transactions, and after that, just go through all of the list, right? The min heap and the max heap, right, one by one. So each time you are bringing the biggest creditor and biggest debtor. After that, you are calculating the settle balance for each transaction, right? And of course, as I said, it will be the minimum of both of them, right, as we had seen here. Let me just go here. Each time what we are doing, we are taking minimum of these two balances, right? So that's exactly what we are doing here. That will be our settlement amount. And after that, you can add in the optimization list this transaction. This person from the debtor will pay this person from the creditor this much amount, right? So basically we are adding 10 from Alice to David, right? This is what we are adding in the optimized transactions. And after that, the balance will be updated, right? And after that, if someone still has some balance left, for example, we have made a transaction of 10, so Alice's balance will become 0 and David's balance will become 10, right? So if someone's balance is still greater than 0, we are putting them back, right? So if the current creditor still has some balance, we are adding it back and in the heap, right? Similarly for debtor, if their balance still are positive, that means they still need to pay something, we are putting them back into the debtors heap, right? And finally, when creditors and debtors, this heap becomes empty, right? Remember, if it becomes empty, right, that is where you will stop and return the optimized transaction list. Okay, simple enough. So yeah, this is the transaction list, the raw transaction list that we are creating, right? Alice to Bob 50, Bob to Charlie 40, Charlie to Alice 20, Charlie to David 30, David to Bob 10. Okay, after that, yeah, we are just printing the raw transaction, and after that we are calculating the optimized transaction and printing them also. So if you go ahead and run it, you see these are all the raw transaction, and after that this is the final optimized transaction, right? Alice to Bob 20, Charlie to David 10, Alice to David 10, right? So yeah, this is the splitwise um, simplification algorithm. So yeah, you can go ahead and learn this and explain this in the interview. Yeah, so this is it for this lecture. If you have any doubt, query, suggestion, anything, do let me know in the comment section. So this is it for this lecture. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video drops, keep coding. Thank you.